Time it is, another day, another Louise Hay. Thursday, October 9th. Several times a day, I remember to breathe deeply and fully. My body loves lots of oxygen. This thing the other day, and it was really interesting, and they were talking about, this guy was like, hey, this is, and again, this is just more like, I think he meant this more as a joke, but I actually really appreciated what he was saying, which was, he was like, when do you randomly just take times to like take big breaths? Like, when do you just stop? And I was sort of thought, not unless I actually think about it, you know, like we always talk about like, take a moment, breathe, actually do it now, take a moment, just reflect on how you feel, you know. But he was saying like, when do you actually do that? And I was like, you know, unless I'm telling you guys to do that or talking about doing that, I don't do that. And he was like, yeah, smokers do that all the time. And he was obviously just tongue in cheek joking, but he's like, you know, you go outside in nature because you have to, and you stop and you breathe in, admittedly you're breathing in chemicals and stuff like that. So that's not really the point, but you know what I mean? I thought that was really funny. Several times a day, I remember to breathe deeply and fully. I think it's really, really important to just take a little, you know, like a mental aid station, a little pause a few times a day where, you know, if you're at a desk, get up, go for a little walk, you know, walk outside for a minute, get some sunshine for 60 seconds if you can, or, you know, if you're working in an office and you can take your lunch outside and, you know, take some breaths and really check in on yourself. I think, you know, we always, not always, but more recently we talk about checking in on each other, and that's beautiful and it's super important. But like we say on this channel all the time, like, you are the only person that is with you 100% of the time. You know, you've got to check in on yourself, because at the end of the day, if you're not in a good place, how can you help the people around you? We say this all the time, and it's really true. A cliche is a cliche for a reason. You can't pour from an empty cup. If you've got absolutely nothing to give because you're so burnt out, how are you supposed to help the people that love you around you? Several times a day, I remember to breathe deeply and fully. And this part I didn't say before, my body loves lots of oxygen. Your body will actually feel better when you just give it a minute, because I feel like we're always in like fight or flight. We're always like rushing through stuff. So, you know, take a minute, just reflect, like, how do I really feel? What's a few things I could do to make myself feel a little bit better? Even if that's just like taking a minute to yourself, you know. Have an absolutely beautiful day. Do what you can where you are with what you have. Support those who support you. Remember, support yourself. Be there for yourself. Take a break. Yeah, don't be too hard on yourself. Life's hard enough. You know, you want to be your own best friend. Have an absolutely wonderful, wonderful day. I love you guys.